he was poor. They were poor relations. He was down in Maryland. The family had lost everything, and my father's father, died the day after the crash, 1929.
Wow.
He died on the operating table the day after the great crash.
So he left them.
So the depression came on, and there was a mother with 4 children and no husband. So they came up to live in Pennsylvania. They were from Maryland. The family had been in Maryland for hundreds of years.
Tawnytown.
Well,
Right?
in Tawnytown, but the family had been in Maryland for hundreds of years.
It's not funny. There's a place called Tawnytown.
In fact, I'm named for the patriarch. It was Michael Taney. The first Taney came over was Michael Taney. Handed down the property every generation. The firstborn was always named Michael Taney. And they stopped naming him that because he killed somebody in a questionable way in a duel. There was a killing, and and they stopped naming them. And then my father reinstituted the name of me.
Because he found out about it after.
No, everybody knew about it. It was common knowledge. No, it was common knowledge.
So why did he wait for the first kind of?
So, Michael, are you going to start?
I don't know.
Are you going to start
the first one after him?
Right.
Michael, are you going to restart the tradition?
I think he was done after.
Actually, it's only because you were a badass.
They saw a killer when they.
My old man had 2 daughters, and then he had a son.
Well, I don't like to get dizzy.
My old man had 2 daughters.
You were no good. I mean, how are you now? I mean, you were the worst.
You don't even know. Come on, you weren't around when I was growing up. You sure
No, I wasn't.
sure
I mean,
haven't
you were the disgrace of the family. And if you've turned out fine, I mean, that's great. But you were probably the worst young kid that I have ever heard.
For a girl who lived in this neighborhood was my girlfriend until her cousin grew up, and then she was my girlfriend.
Who's that?
She lived in the magic mirror.
Kel Swarler.
She was your girlfriend?
Can I ask you?
My first girlfriend, the most beautiful woman.
What do you mean, first girlfriend?
Have I
I mean,
changed?
did she take your
Have I
virginity,
changed?
Mike?
No, she did not take my virginity, and I did not
Do any
take
good?
hers.
Is he any good?
No, I can't imagine.
That's for the record.
I can't imagine. That's what I was going to say something about Raquel.
But she did break my heart.
She did?
Yes,
Well, that's the same thing.
But you know what is really good is that you can still talk to her today.
I can. We're
You're
good
not.
friends.
You're
She
not.
called me on my 40th birthday.
All
It
right.
was just last October.
Congratulations.
Yes.
For the record, your mom did call.
I like this
and
point
say,
about being a social idiot. This has always been a bone of
I don't want
contention.
Amy on my bad side. Your mom called and said they're sitting down to dinner, and would you please
Okay.
come home?
Well,
Your decision after that. Okay.
as we know now, I'm a social idiot, so how would I know to go home? I'll tell you one of the incidents that turned everyone in the neighborhood against me.
Okay, I want to hear this one too.
You can put this on tape, because this is
Oh, good. Put it on
I
tape.
don't mind putting
He's
this on tape.
coming out.
Okay.
This is the incident that I think really, I've thought about this the last few years, but
To change people's
the one that
perception.
really turned most of the adults against me in this neighborhood. And
Who did you sleep with?
no, it was much younger than that. Before he knew how to do that.
You did doo-doo on the float. Is that what you're saying?
No. When I was about, I was probably about 10 years old at the time, 9, 10, something like that. And I told Donnie Delaquilla, now known as Don Guerra,
Yes.
I said, this is my confession, okay? I can share this at next New Year's.
Next Christmas caroling.
I told Don Guerra, I said that if he wouldn't pull down his pants and ride around the neighborhood on his bicycle, I wouldn't be his friend anymore.
Yeah, that can ruin
And he did it.
See, you were
And he
very
did it.
powerful. You see how?
And this, I had this, you know, and there was this whole crowd of kids, like about 20 kids, laughing and screaming,
Egging you on?
chasing him around as he did it. You know, he got on his bicycle and pulled his pants down.
How did he
and
ride
and
with his pants around his feet?
Well, you can do it. Try it sometime.
Come on,
Otherwise,
Mandy.
you won't be my friend.
I'm not gonna be your friend if you don't do it.
Come on, Mandy. You're trying to say that you never did that?
and I think that really
Head
alienated a lot of the older folks.
Well, I'll tell you, I am
That's
not.
pretty minor, actually, infraction.
I am not of your generation, but
Well,
I
you
know
humiliated the kid.
a lot of the things Damon did were echoes, definitely. I mean, Damon
And Don
stood at
Garrett.
the island and mooned cars. I mean, he would just wait for cars
We
to
used to
come.
do that. Are you kidding?
Well, that's
It's tame, but not mooning, pulling his pants all the way down his ankles.
Hey, when I was like when I was a teenager, it was the whole '60s thing. It was the whole '60s thing, and everybody was very together, and a lot of barriers came down. And we would be down at the boathouse at night, and there'd be 20 people down there, and some of them would be from all over New Rochelle.
Really?
This was unlike, I think, previous generations and generations after.
Are you saying you ruined it for my generation?
No, I would say we would be down there with like 20 people.
Opened it up for us.
Passing a pipe around.
yeah.
And there'd be kids from, from North New Rochelle, Italian kids from working class neighborhoods, other kids, from all over. And the same thing would be happening at Davenport Park.
Right. But this was the
And,
boathouse.
and Sutton Manor was one of the places where it happened.
My son came to pick me up. And I think if you wait about 10, 15 more minutes.
You're gonna have someone pick you up.
Come on, let's go.
All right, well, I was just giving my whole confession on tape.
Oh, I'm sorry.
My whole confession about why everyone thought I was such a rotten
He talked about
kid.